Well, when we first came on talking about this multiplication of integers, we took a look at a diver who was trying to explore a coral reef. Um, we said that um, he were diving, and his actual position was changing 2 feet per second, and he started at sea level. So let's the first thing we want to do, and let's just call this a diver's problem. But we're still multiplying integers. So the first thing we want to do is find the diver's position relative to sea level after 10 seconds. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to take a look at. Is his position relative to sea level after 10 seconds. We want to use the distance formula. This is a very important piece of work here, and I definitely inquire or suggest that you use this information for your notebook. So we know the distance formula. If we don't know, the distance formula tells us that D looks like a penny sign or something. D is equal to R times T, where let's explain that D is the distance. So D is the distance, and R is the rate, that's how fast he was going, and of course T is equal to the time. Okay, that's our distance formula. So first thing we want to do is write the distance formula. D equals R times 2. Well, what is R in this case? R would be how fast he is descending, which is a -2. So R, let's go ahead and change color so we understand what we're saying. That R is going to equal to a -2. And so what is T? We know that T for the first one is seconds, and we say for the first one is equal to 10 seconds. So now to find out how far he is, all we do is substitute for R and T. So D, what are those cent signs I assume? We'll do something about that. So D is equal to a -2 times 10. Now, we need to take a look at this problem. We're multiplying two integers, and this is a real life situation. What's going on? We have one integer positive, one integer negative. So what do the rules say? The rules say same sign always positive, different sign always negative. So a -2 times 10 will give us a negative, and 2 times 10 is 20. So D in this case is equal to a -20. Okay, so our answer would be the diver's position relatively to sea level after 10 seconds is a -20 feet. That means he's 20 feet down. Let's put a picture here so we can see. This is sea level. The diver is, remember this is 0. So the diver, let's call this 10, and that will be a -10, and here is a -20. So here is the diver's position after 10 seconds. Well, let's try to find the diver's position after 30 seconds. So same thing. We use D is equal to rate times time. So we know that D is what we're looking for. So our rate again is the same, 2 seconds. So R is equal to a -2, but this time we're looking at time as 30 seconds. So T is equal to 30 seconds. Plug in, we would have D is equal to a -2 times 30. Multiply again, 2 times 30 is 60, but a negative times a positive will give us a negative because the rules say different signs is always negative. So to answer the question, we can say that the diver were actually 60 feet below sea level after 30 seconds. So again, real world situation, one problem, one diver, two different answers, and we can move on. See you soon.